welcome back to the story of a cat plotting to kill its owner. It's been a while since the last video, so this time, I have decided to allow 2 entries to be included. Congratulations to Joshua and Alex, whose submissions will be part of the story, and Joshua's ideas for the name of the cat and the location of the story have been chosen, which means that our cat's name will be Cookie, and the story will take place in Fujisawa in Kanagawa Prefecture. Before we look at their submissions, let's have a brief recap by reading the first 2 entries. 毎日決まった時間になると私の飼い主はアルバイトに出かける。奴が家を留守にしている間に奴を殺すための計画を練るのが私の趣味だ。飼い主の名は知らないが、奴は私をクッキーと呼び、藤沢にあるこのアパートに私を7年もの間監禁し続けてきた。Now, the submission by Joshua was a description of the interior of the apartment, in which the cat and its owner live. His original submission reads, 薄暗いアパートの壁はじっとりした洞窟のよう。クソ人間は掃除もできない。The first sentence tells us that the apartment is poorly lit and moist. There is an excellent use of a simile, like a cave, or 洞窟のよう. A simile in Japanese is called 直喩. In 直喩, one thing is likened to another by using a phrase that explicitly compares the two, such as 何々のようだ、何々みたいだ, or 何々のごとく. In contrast, a metaphor, or 隠喩 or 暗喩 in Japanese, avoids the use of these phrases and instead compares them indirectly. 直喩 and 隠喩 are both types of 比喩. Another description, じっとり, which is an adverb, reveals that it is indeed humid inside the apartment. So just from the first sentence, we can infer that our cat is living in an unhealthy environment, which could be why it wants to kill the human. In the next sentence, the human is revealed to be untidy and a possible slob. Given the first sentence, he or she probably never opens the windows or even the curtains. The phrase クソ人間, a shit person, to be literal, more than insinuates how little the cat thinks of the human. As always, I have added some modifications and embellishments to this entry, in particular to the second sentence. クソ人間は掃除もろくにできやしない. I have added ろくに, which means properly or hardly, and it is almost always accompanied by a negation. The second addition is the particle や. It is always difficult to explain what Japanese particles mean, but in this instance, the addition of や emphasizes the inability of the human to clean and expresses the annoyance or disappointment felt by the cat. To me, や in this phrase implies that the cat feels that the human is so incompetent that even if he tried to clean, he couldn't do a proper job. After Joshua's entry, I have decided to insert my own sentence in order to elaborate on this cave analogy. Here is my entry. じめじめと身を蝕むカビのように私の憎悪は深く根ざし、じわじわと血をめがけるつらら石のように私の殺意は鋭く尖る。I know I have gone a bit overboard using a number of literary devices. Let's go over them one by one. First, I've imitated 対句法, which is a technique where you have 2 lines with nearly the same structure, but they contain opposing or contrasting elements. According to an online dictionary, it's called antithesis in English, but 対句 in Japanese need not express the exact opposite ideas, and instead, it can deal with similar or related concepts. So perhaps parallelism would be a better translation. Actual 対句 imposes some rather strict rules. For example, the 2 lines have to have the same number of words, so my entry should be considered a loose attempt at it. Let's examine it more closely. As you can see, my sentence is divided into 2 lines, and each line has the following structure. 何々と何々を何々する何々のように私の何々は何々く何々する. As I've just stated, it's not the perfect 対句 because the paired concepts or elements are not really related or contrasting, and the 2 lines do not have the same number of words. Secondly, I have added even more similes and metaphors. In the first line, カビのように or like mold is a simile, and in the latter half of the same line, 憎悪 hatred is likened to this mold by stating that the hatred has spread its roots, given that molds or fungi have a root-like structure. In the second line, つらら石のように like stalactites is another simile, and the cat's murderous intent is likened to stalactites, slowly growing downwards and becoming sharper. Both molds and stalactites form in dark, cold, and humid environments. Thirdly, each line starts off with an onomatopoeia, namely jime-jime and jiwa-jiwa. Jime-jime expresses the unpleasant sensation of humidity, often associated with the rainy season. Jiwa-jiwa, on the other hand, expresses slow progression, especially when one thing permeates another thing slowly. For example, cancer slowly invading one's body. Next, let's have a look at Alex's entry. Here is his original submission. 一番の計画は餓死だ。それのために奴の膝の上に座って寝なきゃ、奴は可愛い猫好きが下敷きになる。Our cat believes that death by starvation will be the most fitting for the human, and in order to carry out this plan, the cat is going to sleep on the human's lap. This comical idea creates a strong contrast with my previous entry, which makes the reader anticipate some gruesome acts of violence, but instead it is revealed that our cat is actually adorably naive. And here are my corrections and modifications. 奴に最もふさわしいのは餓死だろう。そのために私が奴の膝の上に寝入り、そうすれば奴は可愛い猫の下敷きになって飢える。In the first sentence, I have simply added more words to ensure that the reader knows what the plan is for. In the second sentence, again, I have made some minor changes to make the sentence easier to grasp. Then, my next entry is going to explain why the cat considers this to be the best plan for killing the human. 奴は食うことを何よりもたしむ貪欲な豚。猫に歌詞の名をつけるような間抜けだ。食えぬことほど答える罰はあるまい。The first sentence is another metaphor, likening the human to a voracious swine. The cat continues roasting the human in the second sentence, declaring him a fool for confusing the cat for a snack. Although the human, in reality, is fully aware that the cat is not a cookie. This again demonstrates that the cat is actually not very bright. Then the final sentence shows the cat's reasoning for the choice of death. The human is a pig, so starvation will be the best torture. The word batsu implies that the cat wants to kill the human as a punishment, presumably for the inhumane treatment. So there you go. Now, your task is to come up with the next two sentences of this story. As a rule, your sentences must be consistent with all the previous entries, but you can introduce new subplots or new characters. If you have any questions regarding any of the new additions, please leave a comment below. See you soon.